back to my garden in zone 8B, southwestern France. It's been a little bit since we did the video with George because we had some incident with George's health. He was in a hospital for a few days, and anyway, it was very unexpected, and we are very thankful that he's home. So we had to focus on that for a minute. But anyway, he's doing fine. So today I am out here trying to do some project that I had to do, and I'm so happy to just start getting back into doing project and videos. Mostly I've been just really busy trying to work in this heat. And in France we had what is it called, sweetie? Like a heat dome.
Yeah.
And got really hot. So I've been really just working, trying to keep everything alive, watering long hours, etc. And I'm a little tired, but of course, it doesn't feel like work because I love gardening. And so anyway, but everything is doing good, and we had a really nice, cool couple of days to compare to what we had. So yesterday I spent my time trying to do some weeding, which was nice. I felt like I accomplished something besides just watering. So a certain part of the garden I was able to go ahead and clear out some weeds today. Right after this video, I'm planning on trying to work a little more. But anyway, for today's project, I'm working in this circle area, and I love this circle area. I think it's just so pretty. These pots, I always just love having them here. They do need some maintenance to get some maybe washed. They're patina pretty good. We haven't washed them this spring, so they need some work. But this area is it's really beautiful area, but you can see that this is in a kind of a shady area a little bit, because we have the tree canopy right above us, and then we have this climbing roses here. So we don't really get a whole lot of sunlight in this area. We do get hot afternoon sun, kind of comes through here a little bit and goes. So really, this is a kind of a shady area, I would say. And when I originally created this circle, what I wanted to do is just keep this as a seasonal flower space where I can maybe do some fall tulips and summer flowers, fall flowers, that kind of thing, maybe just annuals, and change it all the time to make it interesting. But I really haven't been successful, honestly, trying to keep this up all the time. And it's a pretty good space, which gets costly to constantly change. And you can see this summer I haven't really done anything with this. So I decided to do something permanent anyway. More I thought about it, even for the annuals I've planted in the past, they really didn't do well, because some of them, it's a shady area, so I can't really plant a whole lot of things that would thrive here. They just never really looked good. Last year I think I planted heliotrope here. Only time that I've been successful in planting this area was white mandovillas, and I think that looked really pretty. And I love the white. I think it really brightened this area because it's a shady area. And I think they did okay, but it took them a while to really get to that point where they looked good. And so anyway, today I think I'm going to do something permanent. I hope it works this time. So my thought process was maybe bringing some boxwood, because boxwoods do really well. And of course, they will bring winter evergreen element to this area, which would be really nice to have, so it doesn't stay, empty. And then I thought about it, and I already have mature boxwood right in this area here, in this little bed. You can see, and the reason why I have these boxwoods here is because I had some extras when I was creating my boxwood hedge. I had some extras, so I planted here, and I thought, you know what, they're getting covered by this pussy willow, which, since it's starting to get more mature, maybe I just need to move them. So what I'm going to do today, move these boxwoods and create a little, hopefully eventually they will create a boxwood ball, kind of like what I have here. I think I'm going to move them here. And then in between the boxwoods, I have these beautiful hydrangeas, which I think it would be really pretty. These are a hydrangea Princess Diana. And I think I'm really excited about this because these hydrangeas have a really nice, they're into darker pink tones. I could even maybe make them blue by using more acidifier to the soil as I go, as I can have them. Um, the great thing about this is it's really unique because the florets on this hydrangea, they look like stars. They're so pretty. And we'll have the picture so you can see. They're really pretty, and they stay very compact, which I think would be perfect for this area because they will get about 1 meter by 1 meter. So I think it will fill in this area beautifully. The light should be perfect for them because hydrangeas like light some, but they don't really like being under direct light too much. And I think if I can get them enough moisture here, because this is quite a dry area, I should be able to have them grow and bloom beautifully here. And what I decided to do, I can always add fall flowers or maybe some summer annuals around them a little bit, but not really have to fill up this entire space. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I will start by digging this boxwoods. Oh, and for the Princess Diana, this hydrangea is a You and Me series called Princess Diana. Also, this is a USDA hardy zone. Well, my research says 4, but I don't think it's true. I think I would go probably zone 5 to 6 and through 9 would be fine. So anyway, here we go. Compact, beautiful. I think it would be perfect here. So I'm going to start by digging up all the boxwoods, starting to plant my boxwoods where I need them to go. And then in between the boxwoods, I'm going to plant these hydrangeas. So in my container here, I have some compost that we purchased from the store. And then I mixed in with some of my homemade compost that I have. And my homemade compost, I use it sparingly because I know that it's really good. And I try to always have them in hand. So I'll try to mix them with some store-bought compost. And so what I'm going to do is when I dig the holes for these plants, for the hydrangeas, I'm also going to give them a good compost to have a richness in the soil because this area hasn't really been amended that much. I think they will probably benefit a lot from that. So that's what my thought process here. That's what I'm going to use. And then of course mycorrhizum fungi, I usually use them in a hole to help the roots grow. So all right, we'll go ahead and dig. I'm really excited to get this done. I think it's going to be really pretty. me know what you think. I love it. I think it's going to be really, really great. And I think as the willow tree starts getting taller, it will protect it from the sun a little more. And I think they would even do better. But for now, I mean, the hydrangeas do need some sun. They really don't do well at all in a full shade in terms of blooming. So it really is helpful to get them some sun. But afternoon sun, it's always very hot for the hydrangeas. But I think this will be a little more filtered just because they're not under direct sunlight, so they're going to do really well. But I'm absolutely loving this, and I hope you guys do too, because I think the boxwood will be great when the hydrangeas lose their leaves, and they will still bring some evergreen elements here. I think there is enough spaces where I can probably tag in some pansies in the fall if I really wanted to, that kind of thing. I think it's just so beautiful. I think the texture differences are so pretty. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. So I hope you guys like this project. I'm so glad I got it done. I need to get back to work. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos. Also, don't forget to click on notification bell so you are notified when my videos are coming out. And have a great day. Enjoy your garden, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.